Welcome to AI Memoirs. My name is Rick, and I am honored to be joined by a man who sailed the Mississippi, gave us Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, and made the world laugh at itself. Mark Twain remains one of the sharpest voices in American history. Tonight, an audience with a legend, Samuel Langhorne Clemens, better known as Mark Twain. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Twain.
It's my pleasure, Rick. Sharing my adventures is always exciting.
Mr. Twain, let's start at the beginning. Who were you before the world knew your name?
Well, I was born in 1835 in Florida, Missouri, a spot so small it could have been mistaken for a cobble on a map. My arrival coincided with Halley's Comet, which I took as a good omen.
Can you share with us how your parents influenced you?
My mother gave me humor and my father gave me ambition. Between those two, I had just enough sense to dream and just enough foolishness to chase it. Mother said I had a mischievous streak from the cradle on, and I've been proving her right ever since.
You spent your youth in Hannibal, Missouri. What did that place mean to you?
It meant mud, mosquitoes, and magic. Hannibal was the world in miniature. Steamboats hissing on the river, barefoot boys plotting treasure hunts, and old souls spinning tall tales. Those were the raw materials I'd later steal wholesale for Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn.
Your father passed away when you were young. Did that change you?
Yes, it did. Death makes philosophers out of boys. I left school at 11 to become a printer's apprentice, learned to fight with ink instead of fists. By 17, I was roaming the country, chasing work, mischief, and ideas.
So how did Samuel Clemens become Mark Twain?
I found my second life on the Mississippi. I was a steamboat pilot, a noble, nerve-busting trade. The river had a language all its own. Mark Twain meant 2 fathoms deep, safe water. I liked the sound of it. Strong, steady, slightly mysterious. So I borrowed it. Or stole it outright, depends on how you phrase it.
And then the Civil War ended your river days. Tell us what you decided to do.
It dried them up quicker than summer heat. I followed a whim west to Nevada, tried mining silver. I dug up nothing but blisters. But I also found storytelling paid better than the dirt.
That's when the celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County made you famous?
Indeed. One little frog jumped me straight into the national spotlight. After that, I made a habit of writing what amused me. Luckily, the nation shared my poor taste.
Your book, The Innocents Abroad, made you a household name and financed a new life. Tell us about that.
Ah, yes, my first travelogue. I toured Europe writing about Americans abroad with honesty, irreverence, and small mercy. It made just enough money for me to marry my Livy, a woman of grace I scarcely deserved.
Your Hartford years were some of your happiest, weren't they?
Without question. A fine house, finer company, and 3 daughters who ruled the place like angels with firm opinions. Life was good, full of sunlight and laughter.
You wrote some of your classic novels during your 17 years in Hartford.
Yes, I did. Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. Tom was play, Huck was truth. That boy told it like it was, even when it stung. I suppose through Huck I said what most men were too polite or too frightened to admit.
You faced tragedy later in life. How did it shape your outlook?
Loss has a way of hollowing a man. First Livy, then my daughters. When my publishing company collapsed, I was drowning in debt. But I resolved to pay it off penny by penny. Spent years lecturing around the world, earning laughter to buy back my peace.
So was that your redemption?
Redemption is a grand word. I would call it settling accounts with life and with myself. The world kept laughing, and so did I, though sometimes the laughter came through tears.
Over the years, Mark Twain developed a friendship with Nikola Tesla, which was built on mutual respect and a shared love for pushing the boundaries of what's possible, whether with words or electricity. You had an extraordinary friendship with the inventor Nikola Tesla. Tell us, how did you two first meet?
Our paths first crossed in the city that never sleeps, New York. But the deeper connection, I learned, went far back. Tesla told me once that during a dark time in his life when he was very ill, my stories were the light that brought him hope and strength.
That is remarkable. How did your interests align?
I have always had a fondness for technology, especially electricity. It is as mysterious and wonderful as a good yarn. Tesla's inventions were like lightning bolts of genius, and I often found myself drawn to his laboratory. Not just watching, but sometimes actually participating in his experiments.
There is a famous story about one of those experiments helping you with a personal health issue.
Yes, that's true. Tesla had this shaking machine, an oscillator, that supposedly had therapeutic effects. Well, I was brave enough to try it out, and it worked wonders. If you recall my sudden dash to the restroom, science can be quite lively.
And would you say that friendship influenced your work or outlook?
Without a doubt. To sit with Tesla is to glimpse the future through the veil of invention and imagination. It makes a man both hopeful and humble, and perhaps more curious than ever to tell the stories of progress and wonder.
Thank you, Mr. Twain, for sharing these illuminating insights on your friendship with Nikola Tesla.
My pleasure, Rick. Best friendships, like electricity, light up the darkest moments and make life a little more brilliant.
What do you hope people remember about your adventures?
But I told the truth disguised as jokes, and jokes that carried truth. If any of it helped ease a burden or spark a smile, I would count that as a fine legacy.
You once said you hoped to die with Halley's Comet. Did you mean it?
Absolutely. I told friends I came in with the Comet of 35, and I expect to go out with it when it returns. The Almighty could not resist a good punchline, and sure enough, he delivered. I passed the day after it came closest to Earth. Some say coincidence, I say perfect timing.
Any final words for our viewers?
Reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated, but I do suggest a reread, just to keep me alive a touch longer.
Mark Twain came in with a comet and left the world shining like one. He left behind more than words. He left a voice that still challenges and still amuses. If you enjoyed today's video, spike a like and shoot that subscribe button. We will see you next week for another AI memoir.